When someone you care about hurts you, it can feel like your entire world has been turned upside down. The pain isn't just emotional, it physically hurts. Your chest tightens, your stomach knots, and every waking moment becomes consumed by thoughts of what happened. I've been there, you've been there, and millions of others have too. Today we're going to talk about something that most people get completely wrong: how to deal with a woman who has hurt you. Most advice you'll hear sounds something like, just move on, or forget about her. But we all know it's never that simple. The reality is that healing from emotional pain requires more than just empty platitudes. It requires strategy, self-awareness, and above all, strength. Not the kind of strength that's about flexing your muscles, but the kind that allows you to look inward and make difficult choices. The truth is, how you respond to someone who hurts you doesn't just determine how quickly you heal. It defines who you become in the process. Will you become bitter, resentful, and closed off? Or will you emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before? That choice is entirely yours, and it starts with understanding what's really happening beneath the surface. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Why does it hurt so much when a woman you care about causes you pain? The science behind this is fascinating. When you form a deep connection with someone, your brain creates neural pathways that associate that person with reward, pleasure, and comfort. When that person hurts you, those same pathways become sources of pain. It's like having your internal reward system short-circuit. That's why the pain feels so intense. It's not just emotional, it's neurological. But here's where most men go wrong. They try to fight this pain by either obsessing over it or completely denying it. Both approaches fail for the same reason. They keep you trapped in a cycle of suffering. The way out isn't through more pain or through pretending the pain doesn't exist. It's through understanding the pain and transforming it into something constructive. So, let's break down 5 powerful strategies for dealing with a woman who has hurt you. These aren't quick fixes. They're transformative approaches that will help you not just move past the pain, but grow from it. Strategy number 1. Create emotional distance without burning bridges. When someone hurts you, your immediate reaction might be to lash out, to hurt them back, to make them feel the pain they've caused you. This is completely natural, but it's also completely counterproductive. Revenge might feel satisfying in the moment, but it always leads to more pain in the long run. Instead, what you need is emotional distance. This doesn't mean cutting her out of your life entirely, although in some cases that might be necessary. It means creating enough space between you and her that her actions no longer have the power to dictate how you feel. This might mean taking a break from communication, muting her on social media, or simply redirecting your thoughts when they drift toward her. The key here is intention. You're not creating distance to punish her or to get her attention. You're creating distance because you value your emotional well-being enough to protect it. This isn't about her anymore. It's about you and what you need to heal. And here's where most men miss the point entirely. Creating distance isn't about being cold or cruel. It's about being clear about your boundaries. It's saying, I care about you, but I care about myself too. And right now, I need space to process what happened. This approach comes from a place of self-respect, not hatred. And ironically, it's this self-respect that often earns you more respect from others, including the person who hurt you. Strategy number 2. Understand the difference between processing and ruminating. When someone hurts you, it's natural to replay the events in your mind, trying to make sense of what happened. This can be healthy, to a point. Processing means examining what happened, learning from it, and then letting it go. Ruminating means getting stuck in a loop of negative thoughts that only intensify your pain. The difference is subtle but crucial. Processing asks, what can I learn from this? Ruminating asks, why did this happen to me? One leads to growth, the other leads to more suffering. So how do you process without ruminating? Start by setting aside specific times to think about what happened. Maybe it's during a daily walk or a journaling session. During this time, allow yourself to feel the pain, but direct your thoughts toward understanding, not blame. Ask yourself questions like, what red flags did I miss? How did I contribute to this situation? What do I need to do differently next time? Then, when your processing time is over, consciously shift your focus to something else. This might feel artificial at first, but with practice it becomes second nature. You're training your brain to think about the situation in a controlled, constructive way, rather than letting it hijack your thoughts at random times. Remember, the goal isn't to never think about what happened. It's to think about it in a way that helps you grow, rather than keeps you stuck. Strategy number 3. Rebuild your self-worth from the inside out. When someone hurts you, especially someone you care deeply about, it's easy to start questioning your worth. You might wonder, was I not good enough? What's wrong with me that she would treat me this way? These thoughts are poison, and they'll keep you trapped in pain far longer than necessary. The truth is, how someone treats you says far more about them than it does about you. Their actions reflect their values, their emotional state, and their capacity for empathy, not your worth as a person. Your worth isn't determined by how others treat you. It's determined by how you treat yourself and others. So how do you rebuild your self-worth? Start by treating yourself with the same kindness and respect that you would show to a good friend. Would you tell a friend they weren't good enough because someone hurt them? Would you blame them for someone else's actions? Of course not. So don't do it to yourself. Next, focus on your actions, not your feelings. Feelings are important, but they're also temporary and often unreliable. Actions, on the other hand, define who you are. Are you someone who treats others with respect, even when it's difficult? Are you someone who keeps their promises? Are you someone who stands up for what they believe in? These qualities, integrity, reliability, courage, are the true measures of a person's worth. Finally, surround yourself with people who value you. Not people who flatter you or tell you what you want to hear, but people who see your worth and reflect it back to you through their actions. These relationships serve as a powerful counterbalance to the pain of being hurt. They remind you that one person's actions don't define your value to the world. Strategy number 4. Transform your pain into growth. Pain is inevitable in life, but suffering is optional. The difference lies in what you do with the pain. Do you let it consume you, or do you use it as fuel for growth? Every painful experience carries within it the seeds of valuable lessons. Maybe you learn to recognize red flags you missed before. Maybe you discover the importance of setting clear boundaries. Maybe you realize that you need to communicate your needs more effectively. Whatever the lesson, acknowledging it transforms your pain from a pointless burden into a meaningful teacher. But here's the crucial part. Learning these lessons doesn't mean the other person was right to hurt you. It doesn't excuse their behavior or diminish your pain. It simply means you're refusing to let that pain go to waste. You're extracting value from an experience that would otherwise only cause harm. And there's another, deeper transformation that can occur. Pain often reveals our true priorities. When everything is going well, it's easy to coast along without really questioning what matters to you. But when you're hurt, suddenly the contrast becomes clear. You realize what and who truly matters in your life. You discover reserves of strength you didn't know you had. You learn that you're capable of feeling intense pain and still moving forward. These revelations aren't just silver linings. They're fundamental shifts in how you understand yourself and your place in the world. They're the difference between simply surviving a painful experience and actually growing from it. Strategy number 5. Practice radical acceptance. This might be the hardest strategy, but it's also the most powerful. Radical acceptance means acknowledging reality exactly as it is, without resistance or avoidance. It means saying, "This happened, it hurt. I wish it hadn't happened, but it did, and I accept that." Note that acceptance isn't the same as approval. You can accept that someone hurt you without approving of their actions. You can accept the reality of what happened without believing it was fair or justified. Acceptance simply means you stop fighting reality, which frees up enormous amounts of emotional energy. When you're in pain, your natural instinct is to resist it. You think, "This shouldn't be happening. I don't deserve this. If only things were different." Y'all, these thoughts are understandable, but they're also futile. They keep you trapped in a cycle of suffering because they pit you against reality itself, a battle you can never win. Radical acceptance breaks this cycle. It doesn't eliminate the pain, but it eliminates the additional suffering that comes from fighting the pain. It creates space for healing by acknowledging where you actually are, not where you wish you were. As a result, be authentic to yourself. For more videos, subscribe.